Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Hot Wheels MechaniX. So, I got a little curious about this whole Shadow Cat thing, because I just thought its name was weird. So I looked up some things about the car online. I don't know how much research one can possibly do on Hot Wheels, but in fact there was research to be done. And it turns out, I made some interesting discoveries, but not before, like 2 hours ago, somebody ended up saying all those things in a comment on the last episode anyway. So, if you haven't read that comment on the last episode, I can tell you some things about Shadow Cat while we do some other stuff somewhere else. I guess we'll play as Roadster here. Roadster, Roadster was suggested could be Bedlam since they're the closest thing we have to a truck here. I'm fine with it. I don't think I have any idea who this would be otherwise. And what do we want here? I think we want, I don't know if we want normal wheels or off-road here. We're gonna try to do a race this time. Go with a good engine this time. Let's see why I wouldn't want wings. I wish you'd have to unlock paint for each individual car, because I have no idea. If I only use each car once, which might be the case, I'm not gonna have a chance to actually use cars with different paint jobs. But anyways. So, I remarked, I think last episode, that Shadow Cat did in fact look somewhat like Stealth. From, what was it, from Turbo Racing? Any robots here today? Yes, yes, robots. Race came in. You had, I think I accidentally called them something other than Stealth, but point being that they look like Stealth. Jump. You do not jump, but okay. Ah! The farther thing actually destroys the cars that is pushing you around. Turbo. Oh, I didn't expect to fly. I don't really know why I would want, actually, to glide while I'm here. Maybe I shouldn't be using the gliding. I know I've collected most of the items in the game, I get nothing but turbo. Slightly disappointing, even though it is actually more useful in the races. But what was it? So, that car was in fact Stealth from Turbo Racing, strangely enough. It simply was not called Stealth in this game. In fact, if you... What? Darn, how do I keep missing that one gate? I don't know how I keep doing that. That's at least the third time I've missed that gate here at this level. I just go right around it for some reason. Let me out. But if you try to look for a car called Shadow Cat online, a Hot Wheels car, you will not find anything, which is very strange. Rather, it turns out that car was, in a day gone by, when it was first released, it was called, instead, Stealth. Just like it was called in Turbo Racing. Why it's called Shadow Cat in this game, I have no real idea why. Well, I have one theory, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Thing is, if you want to find the car nowadays, you would not actually look for a car called Stealth, even though it's obviously based off a stealth bomber. Instead, you would look for a car called, of all things, Shadow Jet 2. I guess they called it Stealth, or Shadow Cat. I don't know why they wouldn't just call it Stealth again. I guess they call it Shadow Cat to distinguish it from the other Shadow Jet that's unlockable on the same level. But with that in mind, darn it, I didn't turn hard enough. And keep in mind the theme of this game of technological superiority and constant upgrades of every sort. What I think we're going to do is we're going to say Metacog got an upgrade. Metacog has moved on from Shadow Jet 2, the new and improved Shadow Jet 2. Having a hard time gliding there. Well, where does that leave the original Shadow Jet? Well, Metacog wasn't actually the one who originally drove Shadow Jet, keep in mind. Back when we first saw it in Velocity X GBA. It was actually Otto. Instead, Metacog was driving the Vulture Roadster. That heretical purple car. I've never even seen it with an alternate paint job, I don't think. Except for alternate paint jobs that were available in... Nope, don't fall off. In, what's it called? Let me through. The game really doesn't like this section up here, it lags like crazy. But in Burn Rubber, is the game I was thinking of. Anyways, so it seems that... How many laps do we have here again? Ah, darn it. So I can knock it over, I can't actually get past it. Come on, game. I don't know how far ahead I am of everyone, but I need to be careful. I'm gonna lap race cam, apparently. Bethlehem is a member of the Golden Tetrad for a reason. They can race, even though we seem to be better at fighting than anything. I race cam. Oh man, look at you! This Bethlehem does always drive heavier cars. I guess it's no surprise that race cam is quicker off the starting line. They have a better acceleration, quite noticeably. Let's just go around the easy way. Take a scenic route. I wonder if you'd actually want to use pontoons for dry fit cement or something, which I even realize would make no sense, but just out of curiosity. Hey, I actually don't have turbo anymore. Finally ran out. Yeah, so that's my idea for what Medical would drive now. But it was Otto that was driving Shadow Jet originally, so what my idea now is, we haven't seen Otto in quite a bit. And since we're actually back in the present now, it doesn't seem like Otto actually... Oh, finally, last lap. Doesn't seem like Otto actually got... Whoa, sliding around. He does not like this track. Yes, paint. Doesn't seem like Otto got dragged back to the past or into the smallness, so to speak, with anybody else. But we're back here in the present at full size, and we can in fact see Otto again. Not that Otto seemed to be doing much of any importance at any time anyways. Also, I saw a wall there, but I just drove straight through it. I wish the game did not do that. It's way too easy to clip through things in this game. And the frame rate line up there is horrible. Is there music here? This game's music is interesting, but mostly in that it seems to be entirely comprised of tracks that alternate, that are each 1 minute. It's kind of weird. I like the second track based on the Put of Mines, though. Anyways, as I was saying, so we can have auto drive Shadowjet now. That's the gist of things. And Shadowcat, so Shadowcat originally, I like the idea of it being a friend of Silhouette, so it'd be kind of amusing, but it would end up being like track 2 where they never contribute anything to anything, so it would be kind of a throwaway. Now, Shadowcat actually has a purpose, as well as Shadowjet. That being Shadowjet and Shadowjet 2, of course. Let's see if Otto's actually any more effective now that he's actually in his preferred vehicle, for that matter. As for the implication that, that Silhouette and their friend that may or may not exist still likes cold places and whatnot, I'll still keep that just for fun. As for who Double Vision would be, well, that would normally be something that I'd say Daniel would drive, except we already put Danny on another car. So that one I'll actually... Danny will stay where they were. Double Vision will actually say is his friend, Juliet, or whatever her name is. In any case. Let's see if the different paint shops are roadster real quick. They're all actually quite similar. Anyway, so who's gonna have fun in the beach here? Seems like a place for Danny to be, actually. I haven't played as Danny. Didn't spin an image yet, I don't believe. I think it's the most urban place, so it's actually probably quite appropriate for Danny. Let's go with Danny. Oh, no, we already played as Danny. Never mind. Oops. Sorry, dude. Going double. What else do we have that would be more appropriate here? We already played as Gearhead, I believe. We played as most of these cars at some point, I think. It's hard to remember. Oh! I forgot about this one. It was suggested also at Sweet 16, I don't know how I never made this connection. It suggested, I don't have the paint, that Sweet 16, being called Sweet 16, could be 16 Angels, which would be nice. That would be a pretty appropriate choice, I think. Fitting 16 Angels in here as well. We'll see, just being indecisive right now who to play as. I don't remember who I've played as either. I don't know if I've played as so what. You were talking about Metacog though, so let's be Metacog. I know, I feel like Metacog should be racing. Should they be? Well, if anybody's gonna not race, Metacog's actually a pretty appropriate choice. I don't care to play as Henriette or whatever her name is. So, and we'll definitely race with 16 Angels. So apologies for taking so long to make a choice. But yeah, let's go with this one. We're actually on roads on this one, so we're going to use normal tires, definitely. I don't see why not to have higher horsepower. I don't know if we're going to want wings or not. We'll find out. Let's go. Actually, that car up top reminds me of that one car. I can remember its name. That red car in World Race. It had a similar shape. I can't remember what it was called. It's being suggested that it be figurative, which I think is appropriate. As for the hot rod, the reason they're named, there are generic cars in this game apparently. Cars with super generic names. And remember, we're not here to race, we're here to pick stuff up. The reason there are cars here in this game with super generic names like Simi and Dune Buggy and Hot Rod. Ow. Little car hits big bus, bus wins. Is there actually part of the Hot Wheels MechaniX line of toys? I knew there was a MechaniX line of toys that existed, but I wasn't aware. Oh, good collisions. Actually, they did differentiate between the building and not the building. Interestingly. You cannot blow up the gas station, that's very disappointing. Seeing a gas station you can't blow up in a video game is very strange. I'm having the hardest time. There we go. I should be able to do something here for fun. Like, this whole place is here, but there's nothing to do here. It doesn't seem like, by the way, there's any purpose to X tools aside from just picking them up to unlock things. And by things, I mean cars, and literally nothing else. The game doesn't even keep track of your high score, I don't think. How many you've picked up. Some turbo at least, which I don't really need. The cog's going out exploring. So one thing I haven't really talked about actually, which I probably should have been talking about earlier, it was just a secret little place I can have fun in. Yes, awesome. Secrets. Man, this is a sore place Danny really should have been. I haven't really been talking at all about how the races are going between all these guys. Yeah, I skipped one. Wasn't really sure if that worked out. So it's not really a proper checkpoint you can take. So skip stuff. Exploring and actually racing are two very different things in this game. It's feeling like. Apparently it's actually a place you will race, so I don't even have an idea of what this track looks like when you're racing on it normally yet. You might want to stop. Brakes are not. Oh, jeez. Brakes are barely good enough. Okay. We'll explore the boardwalk a little bit more later. Yeah, there's the question of how well everybody's faring insofar as humans versus robots in the race, which hasn't really been addressed yet. And well, part of it is I can't really tell you just yet based off of the races alone, because I'm always winning the races, so I try to win the races regardless of what I play as. I'm playing as robots and humans pretty indiscriminately. And then on the other hand, everyone does seem to be having trouble at the same time in some of these places. This is definitely one of the easier going courses for these guys, being an actual city and actual roads and whatnot. The off-road car, the off-road section. Oh no, I could use pontoons here. Actually, I could use off-road tires here for that matter. Wish you could switch between them at will. But the off-road definitely gave everybody some trouble, even Alex. But then all of a sudden, Doom Buggy came around, that being... Oh, what was their name? Slideout came around, and then everything was fine again. They helped him out. He taught him how to handle the place, but the robots seemed to be dealing fine with it anyways, at the same time. And then everyone had a real hard time with the ice, but then Danny got past some spiky tires. At the same time, Metacog got his hands on him. And then, well, now everyone can drive on ice. It's continuous improvement on all sides. Also, this is gonna go way over episode time. So I want to finish this race, but this is actually a longer track. And we have not finished many laps yet. I'm tempted to cut the episode here. Or even just cut to the end of this race. I might do something like that. I think I'll see you guys next time in the next episode. Let's play Hot Wheels Mechanics. Just in case I accidentally didn't finish this thought earlier, because I might not have. One thing I wanted to talk about, though, was how this game actually did have an accompanying toy line, which I don't think was the case with any other Hot Wheels games. But there were the MechaniX toys, and that's where the generically named cars like Simi and... I don't know. Oh, I can just drive around here. Oh, well done. Why wasn't I doing that? Because you can get stuck here, apparently. That's why I wasn't doing that. So does your car ever get, like, real messed up if you just stay down here? No? Interesting. You really could just ride pontoons and kind of skip around. That's actually really interesting. I don't know if pontoons would outright let you float. I think they would. You can check that out later. But I don't know if there's much more to say. That's why those cars are in this game. Those really generically named Hot Wheels cars you haven't necessarily heard of before. Like Dune Buggy. And Simi. And Roadster and Hot Rod, for instance. Anyways, I think I'll see you guys next time in the next episode. Let's play Hot Wheels Mechanics when we finish up this race. Since we're not going to be doing much until we finish this race. And then we'll actually race here for real. Afterwards. Yeah, everyone. I'll get turbo that we're not going to use.